Welcome back, everyone. This is GTA Failer. In our last vehicles video, we ended on the Manana, so we move right along alphabetically to the Moonbeam from the wiki and an advertisement. It may look like a sturdy, affordable minivan with high seating capacity and low build quality. Sure, its manufacturers were happy with a complete lack of features and utter disregard for good looks, but mindless acceptance of obvious facts did not make this country what it is today. Forget about what the Moonbeam is and start thinking about what a stunted adolescent with thousands of dollars can pay for it to be. Eligible for customization at Benny's Original Motor Works. Beautiful. The Moonbeam is a four-door minivan featured in every game of the franchise since GTA 3 with the exception of Chinatown Wars and the standard editions of GTA 5. It was added to GTA Online as part of the Lowriders update for the enhanced versions only. In the HD universe, it's manufactured by Declass. There are a grand total of 5 Moonbeams. It is paint sprayable and crushable. Between GTA and Vice City Stories, the Moonbeam is straightforwardly modeled after a 1985 to 1994 Chevy Astro, or the 1985 to 1994 GMC Safari, albeit featuring tall taillights. Another thing from the GTA Vice City website, it's a quote here, good for big families or large gangs of criminals. Wonderful. During the development of GTA 3, the van was originally known as the Aster, A-S-T-E-R, a clear reference to the Chevy Astro name. The van is depicted in the Capital Auto's website. Okay, the performance. I cut out the long drive to the through the tunnel. Just boring driving through the tunnel in first person. Okay, so we're going to skip the performance. It's lousy. As we make our way to our first attempt at this jump here. I don't see the Moonbeam featured in any prominent missions. It is required as at the Import-Export Garage in Portland. The Moonbeam may get its name due to the real-life variant Chevy Astro, as they both share names with astronomical themes. This is further proven by the beta name, the Aster. The Moonbeam was originally planned to have sliding rear doors, although technical limitations in GTA 3 made that impossible. Okay, zero successful landings on the Moonbeam. Poor showing indeed. Okay, next up is the Mr. Whoopi. It has 0 fixed spawns. If you remember from an earlier video in this series when I was officially doing the school bus, I went around and I showed you a bunch of the no spawn vehicles, like the secure car and the flatbed Trashmaster. But I did not find a Mr. Whoopi as I was making the footage for that video, nor did I find a Mr. Whoopi at any point making the footage for all of these vehicles videos. Maybe like 3 hours of footage I gathered and not one Mr. Whoopi. So I decided to make my life easier and just grab the Mr. Whoopi from the Import-Export Garage. The Mr. Whoopi is paint sprayable, although it only changes like the bottom color. It's a minor change in paint color, and it is crushable. And then reading from the wiki, Mr. Whoopi is an ice cream van featured in every 3D universe game except for GTA Advance. Not much here to say in terms of design, just has like there's a little bit. Mr. Whoopi is evidently designed as a vehicle based on a van or box truck intended to carry ice cream and other frozen foods. In GTA 3 and Liberty City Stories, the Mr. Whoopi has a unique modern design with the headlights and grille resembling those of a 1986 Ford Transit, while the van itself can also resemble a deformed Toyota Light Ace or Town Ace. Okay, moving on to the performance. Due to its size, the Mr. Whoopi is fairly slow and suffers in steering and braking. It is top-heavy and prone to rolling if not driven carefully indeed. Prominent appearances in missions. So in the Ice Cream, You Scream mission given to us in Hepburn Heights, Claude has to steal a Mr. Whoopi after collecting the briefcase in Harwood. Then, after rigging the vehicle with explosives, park it in Atlantic Case to lure the gang members into the area and then kill the gang members, presumably by exploding the Mr. Whoopi. And the Mr. Whoopi is one of the vehicles required at the Portland Island Import-Export Garage. And moving on to the trivia section, whoopee is a 1920s slang term for sexual intercourse, another reference to the van's sexual nature. Mr. Whoopee is most likely a portmanteau of Mr. Whippy, W-H-I-P-P-Y, a brand of ice cream, vans, and products in the United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand. and Mr. Softy. Softy is spelled Softee at the end, an ice cream van brand operating in the United States. So yeah, so if you combine Mr. Whippy and Mr. Softy, I can see getting Mr. Whoopie. Right, okay, so let's see how the Mr. Whoopie does. I expect it to not go well. It's got a very low top speed, hard to handle. I think it's got not much chance of a good showing, but I've been surprised before by some of these vehicles. And this is not looking promising. And here we are in the water, 0 jumps, but still the best jingle in the game. Okay, next up alphabetically is Mr. Wong's, a vehicle that I have literally never been in however many hours I've got this game. 1,200, I'm not sure. Never been in a Mr. Wong's. There is exactly one fixed spawn. It's right here behind the Mr. Wong's laundrette. The Mr. Wong's is pay and sprayable and crushable. Reading from the wiki, the Mr. Wong's, also known as the Wong, is a vehicle featured in GTA 3 and Advance and Liberty City stories. In terms of the design, the Mr. Wong's is a mule-based laundry van. We're going to see the mule later in this video. Evidently named after the company that uses these, Mr. Wong's Laundrette. It is basically identical to the Triad fish van, a truck also based on a mule. Like the mule and the Triad fish van, the Mr. Wong's is also available in a variety of body colors. When entered by the player, the truck is referred to as Mr. Wong's, without the period at the end of Mr., but it does have an apostrophe, Wong apostrophe S, but the period is present on the company graphics of the truck, and both the period and the apostrophe appear on the logo on the window of the store. Much like the laundrette itself, the van also features the slogans Liberty's first choice for all its dirty laundry and if it ain't Wong, it ain't white, a pun on the phrase if it ain't wrong, it ain't right. Okay, the performance, it's an all-wheel drive vehicle in GTA 3, but a rear-wheel drive vehicle in Liberty City Stories. It may achieve a high speed despite its bad handling, likely due to its heavy weight. Heavy vehicles have tended to do well in our very scientific, very important study that we've been doing here with each of these vehicles jumping off of the 2 unique jumps. So we will see if this heavy vehicle performs as we hope. Moving on to the trivia. In the GTA 3 instruction manual, where it talks about the triads, the Mr. Wong's is depicted as being the gang car of the triads. Although in GTA 3, it appears in only one mission, that is taking out the laundry, where we have to destroy 3 laundry vans. All right, we're on the roof, but rolling, still rolling, and then back onto the wheels. That's right, it's got a really heavy base, so more of a tendency to end up on its wheels even if it rolls. So it appears only in the one mission taking out the laundry, and the normal gang vehicle used by the triads is the similar triad fish van. This may suggest that in the beta, the gang car normally used by the triads was actually this Mr. Wong's, this truck. In GTA Advance, the logo on the truck is the Chinese character, and then I can't pronounce it. Kind of looks like a building with some diagonal lines at the bottom, which is the Chinese character for fish. This could be an oversight or a sign that Mr. Wong sells fish, the same as belly up. Yeah, that seems weird, right? Because Mr. Wong is all about his laundromat, and the fish factory is a totally different business. Strange, strange. Okay, the Mr. Wong's has successfully landed 2 jumps, and now if it hits this 3rd one, it will be in a many-way tie for 2nd place. Remember, the current record is 4 successfully landed jumps. Let's see how Mr. Wong does in this attempt at a 3rd jump. Oh, we're on fire, but on the wheels. I'm giving it credit even though I'm about to eat it. So 3 jumps landed by Mr. Wong's. Well played, good sir. Okay, next up is the mule. It has exactly 3 fixed spawn locations. It is pay and sprayable and also crushable. Reading from the wiki and advertisement, the classic commercial delivery truck, inconspicuous, secure, reliable. What happens in the back stays in the back. That is all kinds of creepy. And then a different advertisement. Instead of being stuck behind one of these on a narrow road, why not be the one causing the traffic jam instead? Move everything from furniture to laboratory equipment, or keep it empty and just enjoy the ride. All right, the Mule is a box truck that appeared in every game after GTA 3 with the exception of Advance and Chinatown Wars. In the HD universe, it is manufactured by my Batsu. Okay, the design. The Mule remained invariably the same between GTA 3 and Vice City Stories, being a small truck with a large box on the rear and a single metallic curtain door on the rear end, closely resembling a 1989 or 1990 Ford E350 Cube van. The Liberty City models have design cues with the pony for the cabin, albeit with tweaked headlights, taillights on the rear bumper, and a straighter box shape. In GTA 3, the vehicle assigns a primary color for the body and a secondary color for the front bumper and lower fuel tanks, while in GTA Liberty City Stories, the secondary color is assigned to the box, while the front bumper and lower fuel tanks are permanently black. Okay, so I think I'm going to do another cut here as we drive into the tunnel. And we will skip on down to the variants, right? So we talked about the Triad Fish Van and the Mr. Wongs were variants of the Mule. And prominent appearances and missions. So this vehicle is required at the Portland Import-Export Garage. Let's see how it does on its first jump. And looking at the trivia, default radio station doesn't exist in GTA 3, but there are defaults in some of the other GTA games. The name Mule is a reference to drug mule, the term for someone that smuggles drugs for someone else. This is strengthened by the GTA 5 Warstock cache and carry description of the mule. Its name can also refer to the animal of the same name, referencing its purpose as a cargo truck, right? Like, because a mule is known for, taking cargo around sometimes. Okay, and then the GTA 3 rendition of the Mule also appears in Manhunt 2, another Rockstar game. Okay, moving on to the Panlantic. It has two fixed spawns, both here at the construction site. The Panlantic is pan-sprayable and crushable. And we will read from the wiki. The Panlantic is a van featured in GTA 3 and Liberty City Stories. It's a variant of the Pony. However, like the Toys, that's the Toys van where you start the RC missions. Like the Toys, the Panlantic features flat side body panels and the Panlantic Construction Company brand and logo on its sides. The van is also consistently painted gray in GTA 3 and white in Liberty City Stories. In some versions of GTA 3, such as the Xbox and iPad versions, the Panlantic has no rear bumper. Other than the differing body design, the Panlantic is no different from the Pony in terms of performance. It is moderately fast, corners poorly, and becomes damaged easily. All right, so we just cut a bunch of the drive again in the tunnel. In Grand Theft Aero, two Panlantic vans spawn outside the airport hangar. Right, one of them kind of drives away immediately, and then the other one gives you a clue as to how to proceed in that mission. All right, we're a little bit out of control here, but you're not worried about that, right? You know that GTA Failure is going to succeed on this jump. Okay, and then some trivia here. Can we come back? Can we get on the wheels? Let's go. That's one successful landing. The sound of Panlantic's doors are the same as two-door cars, while the Pony and the Toys have the same door sound as four-door and sports cars. It also has a different horn sound, the Panlantic does, shared with the Hood's Rumpo XL. In the Android version of GTA 3, the front bumper is much brighter than its counterparts, and in the iOS version of GTA 3, the back bumper is missing. All right, can we make this one? Oof, come on. Not quite. Only one for the Panlantic. It did its best. What else can you ask? All right, the final vehicle in this video is the Patriot. There are exactly two spawns, fixed spawns, and they both start off-road missions. So I'm going to get in, and you'll see me starting the off-road mission right down here in Portland. The Patriot is pay-and-sprayable and crushable. Reading from the wiki and an advertisement, the original and best way to invite the loathing of every liberal and peacenik on the interstate, the Patriot is 3 tons of solid liberty coming straight out of the days when you could still afford a tank of gas. The Patriot is a recurring four-door SUV, formerly a military vehicle, that has appeared in all GTA games since GTA 3 except for GTA Advance. In the HD universe, it is manufactured by Mammoth. The Patriot resembles a Hummer H1 and is popular as a civilian SUV, often found in Portland and Staunton. Patriots come with heavy-duty bumper defenses and may spawn with 4 different bed configurations: standard, with roll bars, with a small bed cover, and a large bed cover. The vehicle is seen in a variety of primary colors, with secondary colored defenses, handles, roll bars, and window trim set to different shades of gray. Cool. Okay, the Patriot has medium top speed due to its heavy weight. It's also very durable and has outstanding off-road capabilities, mainly because of high ground clearance, unusual width, and suspension. It can climb very steep gradients due to its standard low-range gearbox and does not roll due to the low center of gravity. Well, I have gotten this thing to roll, but I think that's just my gift. Looking at special variants in the 3D universe. In GTA 3, a bulletproof variant of the Patriot may be obtained after successfully driving Ray Machowski to safety during marked demand. Besides being impervious to bullets, the truck is otherwise similar in every way to a conventional Patriot. Prominent appearances in missions. So obviously it appears in Marked Man. It's in the garage with our other rewards like some cash and some weapons for Marked Man. And then in Patriot Playground, you have to use Patriot. That's the Portland off-road mission. And then Gripped, which is the one that we're, I think, technically on right now still. Which is the Wichita Gardens off-road mission, and the Patriot is required at the Portland Import-Export Garage. Okay, but none of that matters as much as how the Patriot does on our silly challenge. Oh, out of control again. Can we land the first jump? Let's see. Okay, moving on. Looks like Phil Cassidy owns a Patriot, replacing his former vehicle, the Walton. I'm not convinced that's in this game. There's no Patriots up at Phil's place here. Maybe that's in Vice City or some future game. I don't know. Ray Machowski owns a bulletproof Patriot, which he later gives to Claude. That's right. Okay, so the Patriot has got one jump landed. The name Patriot refers to how the Hummer H1 was introduced after the military M998 Humvee gained popularity with the lay American public as it featured prominently in media coverage of the 1990 to 1991 Persian Gulf War. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.